Mind Gap Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug.
I'm Justin. Doug, you got a
And
question for me?
Justin, I have a question. Thank you. See, what people don't realize is that we tried to record this last week and it went terribly. And last week, I had a question and I forgot to ask it to Justin. So there's this weird, awkward pause. And now you're getting told what happened without having to experience it. It was a fun start. I liked it. Question for you, Justin. And first, let me give you a little bit of backstory. Okay.
All right, give me some backstory here.
Natalie is in 4th grade. Soon she'll be 10 years old. Jill came up to me the other day. She goes, we should probably have the sex talk with her. And I was like,
Okay.
yeah. She goes, because when I was her age, we all knew. And I was like,
Just you start hearing stuff at school. It gets passed around. Yeah.
I remember in 4th grade, a friend of mine at the time describing, he got a peek at a porno that his older brother was watching, and he described a woman scooping up semen off her belly and licking it, and I was like, "That's weird." And I was like, I didn't know how to process that in 4th grade.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, I was like, "That's weird." And then in 5th grade, I remember we had like our first sex ed class. So
5th grade. I feel like that's young.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember.
I mean, it was essentially like, boys and girls separated, and the guy's like, "This is a penis."
Right.
All that sort of stuff.
We're gonna get foundational level information, ground stuff. Yeah.
Penis, your balls, pubic hair,
That's a taint.
like all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's right. Your perineum. And so like, I was like, yeah. I mean, we probably should. And she's like, do you think would you feel more comfortable it coming from, someone else being like a sex ed class or us? I'm like, I'm more than happy to talk to her about it. I have no problem about it. She's like, cool. So we just kind of had that back in my mind. A day or two later, I'm brushing my teeth and I go, oh shit, she still believes in Santa Claus. So what should come first?
Whoa.
The sex talk or the truth about Santa Claus? Because you can't be going like, this is my vagina, a penis goes inside and ejaculates, and that's how a baby's made. I can't wait for Santa to deliver me presents. I don't think that should happen.
There does seem to be a disconnect there in regards to what's belief. If you believe in Santa, you still need to believe in a stork, kind of thing. Like those go part and parcel.
And to be fair, I don't know if she knows exactly. I mean, we've described how babies come out of vaginas and stuff like that, but we haven't gone through the whole process or whatever. But I don't feel like she should still be believing in Santa while also understanding how sexual intercourse works.
The ins and outs of the full workflow, if you will. Man, that's a good. So first off, not the direction I thought this was going to take at all. I didn't know where you're going with it. I didn't think Santa was going to be brought up. I didn't know we were invoking Santa in this.
Yeah, because I'm also like, man, she's going to be 10. Like, at some point.
So do you remember? Let's start. I think we might have talked about this before, but do you remember when Santa was ruined for you?
I think I knew for a while. I just didn't want to believe it. And then my brother, I think I was in 5th grade. And my brother's like, Santa's not real, right? It's mom and dad. I'm like, yeah.
No way.
No.
Of course.
And I think
goes and cries.
I think I had known, just never really. And so when my brother said that, I'm like, Practical Doug's like, that makes sense.
That was when Practical Doug was starting to go. He was going through puberty as well. His puberty was understanding Santa wasn't real, the Easter Bunny. Practical Doug had his own coming of age. There
was a flood of evidence that came rushing in my brain that all of a sudden all the calculations came up. Because there's one particular Christmas, I'm sure I've told this before, where my brother and I went all out. like did a lot of chores around the house, and then we like took time doing arts and crafts, like building out these like elves and things like that as gifts for Santa. And I'm sure my parents are like, oh fuck, we kind of like, they're really going all out for this. Like we gotta help them out. And so they left us suckers, but they distinctively looked like the suckers we got from the doctor's office that we just had a drawer full of. Weird. And I was like, wow, Santa gets the same thing as the doctor's office. And they were just like, parents were like, boop, you know? And like, that was something that flashed between in my head where I was like, and so then my brain goes, of course my parents did that. Like, of course, because that's all they had on hand. And they're like, here's some suckers that we had in the drawer. That's amazing. For going extra, you know.
I do feel like if you have a sibling, an elder sibling, that is where it typically, by and large, that's where it comes from. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, Beth's when she learned, it was because of her older sister. So I feel like that is just a rite of passage. If you have an older sibling, that is where the knowledge of Santa eventually stems from. I want to say mine was probably from school. I'm sure people were talking about it in school, and that's where, I don't remember the exact time, but I feel like I had to have been about like 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that range. So yeah, I think this is probably maybe the time to have the conversation. Now, do you have a good feeling that Natalie, like, do you think Natalie suspects like Practical Doug suspected? Is Practical Natalie being born right now? You don't think she has any idea? Okay.
No, I don't know. It's it's funny. I think it's more comfortable to talk to her about sex than it is about Santa.
Because you feel like Santa's just going to crush her?
Well, I mean, maybe it's honestly, I don't know which way it's going to go. Because it's hard to say, like, we've been lying to you, you know?
Yep. But it's been a fun lie, right? We can all agree.
Hasn't it been fun?
Yeah.
Hasn't it been fun to lie? You know, all this sort of stuff.
It's a global lie,
having
Natalie.
That conversation.
Welcome to globalism.
Right. Except for the places that don't celebrate. Happy holidays to those people. But it's one of those things where it's such a weird tradition, right?
Oh, very much
like,
so, yeah.
Hey, this magical guy is going to come down here and give you gifts.
Right. And it's gotten so diluted from
hey.
what it was.
You know, it's like, we're letting some fictitious character take credit for our hard-earned money in capitalism, buying these gifts and being like, look what they got you. And it's like, we have to sacrifice the glory to this fat schlob. You know what I mean?
Right.
That just comes in once a year. You know, it's like,
magic,
what the fuck?
Yeah. The cool uncle that comes in.
Right. So I think it might bum her out a little bit. That might be the first step in stepping away from her innocence.
Yeah. But it is an interesting question though. Like, does the Santa talk need to happen before the sex talk happens? And I would say it's a great question. I would agree with you though. I do think that probably is something that needs to be burst. That's a very, I think, a easy step away from innocence, like you said, to let's separate Santa first. And then also, here's something that's going to blow your mind. Life.
Yeah. Same conversation.
Yeah.
Like back to back.
So, back to back. Yeah. Like, hey, get some water if you want. We're going to keep going.
Mm-hmm. By the way, cool. So you kind of at peace with that now? Now.
Right.
I'm going to tell you how you got made.
Right. Exactly. I think, you know what I think you should do? I think you should put all of this on Jared. Just make him have the conversation with the
Jared, can you just come visit again and just talk to her about this stuff?
Your accent's
fun.
When
a crocodile and a dingo like each other, you know,
the koala shuffles down from the tree.
Yeah, he just flies down from the tree like a goddamn dive bomber. Just bam, get you. He's koala. That's what he does, you know. And he just reeks of chlamydia, you know.
He's got chlamydia, so 5-inch claws, and he just goes in on you.
And he's high as fuck on eucalyptus, and he's like, let's fucking do this.
Yeah. There's no consent in the koala world.
No. They just pass it around, and they're high as fuck. The dodgy cunts.
I don't think I can overstate this. They're high as fuck.
and the genitals just reek of disease.
Beautiful animals.
Fucking love them.
Nature.
Best conversation ever. Most memorable conversation of all time.
And then you guys come and go, also Santa's not real. Bye.
Yeah, see ya. Yeah, I think for me, her having that ripped away from her, the Santa conversation, by one of her friends, or having her be like, nuh-uh, like, It's your parents. Like, I would like to save her from that. Yeah. Like,
well, and you're also
I don't want her
from
to,
the potential, like you said, like the potential, embarrassment of having to defend something vehemently that she knows to be true, but then come to find out, shit, I've been defending a lie, and now I look like an asshole.
And for her to come home and be like, Dad, kids at school say Santa's not real. And I'm like, oh, fuck, they beat me to it.
Right.
And then I have to admit it to her, and she's like, but I defended them in the court of recess over Foursquare. I held my ground. I'm a liar.
Now, my whole personality
I have to go back to school and acknowledge it's like, you fucking lied to me.
Right.
Sorry.
That could be problematic.
I don't want that to happen to her. So
I see that. Yeah.
I'm thinking we should probably have that conversation.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to
do it before this Christmas, or do we give her one more?
I was going to say, you are coming right up to it. Well, here's the thing. Like, it's a ticking clock though, right? Because she's in school, and the older she gets, the more likely it is that it's going to get ruined. And as the holiday comes around, that will be a topic of conversation at some point. So you're kind of playing with fire here of like, do you try to pass it off for one more year and give her that or not? That's a tough one.
Or do we have it and then like 2 days after Christmas be like, all right, kiddo, did you have a good Christmas? You like all your presents? Well, good, because Mom and Dad bought them all for you. If Santa didn't, Santa's not real.
Santa's a lie.
And I ate those cookies. All right. Thank you.
I enjoyed them. I've ate them forever.
I get excited because I'm like, cool, I get a cookie before I go to bed. Like, it's pretty exciting.
It's a great night for me.
And all those notes that are printed out on paper, in nice legible font. Dad did that.
Those reindeer tracks? Yeah, there was no reindeer out there.
Yeah, that dry erase board that you leave out for the Easter Bunny every year, and you ask him to leave you a note, and he prints out something and gives it to you.
Prints out something? Yeah, the Easter Bunny carries around his portable printer.
Yeah. He'd email you, but you don't have an email yet, so
those rabbit tracks that they always leave in the mud? Yeah, that's just Mom's club foot. That was not a rabbit.
Yeah, that's just So so I'm thinking we'll do Santa and then we'll do the sex talk. That's kind of my,
do you think you're gonna go before Christmas this year?
I don't know. I feel like maybe giving her on Christmas break being like, I think we got to break it to her. Yeah, like after Christmas being like.
Now, are you still going to? Because I remember even after I was after the lie had been lifted, if you will, I remember that there was still like, and I don't know why, but like this is my mom's logic. Let's not get into that head, but there was still from Santa gifts for at least a few years. And I don't know, like, I'm like,
but you told me.
So we're just going to ride this for a little bit? Like, is this like easing me down from what are we doing? I don't understand why. So I always found that odd, but yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't understand why we had to invent Santa other than it's like, somehow it's a behavior control for kids, I guess to some degree to be like, oh, Santa's watching. You could also just be like, hey, I'm watching and I'm not going to give you fucking gifts. Talk about a way. That's shitty parenting is what that is.
Right.
To be like, well, they're not listening to me, but maybe they'll listen to this, fictitious dude, who sneaks in our house once a year. Yeah.
Those fucking Scandinavians. They were such lazy parents.
Well, the Krampus was the same way, right? It's like, because if you're bad, Krampus will come and eat you,
Yeah.
Like,
he'll kill you straight up.
Yeah.
And it will be
straight
painful.
Up kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stop fucking around up there.
And he will be happy to eat you for sustenance. Eh?
Yeah. Well, he'll eat you for sustenance, eh? I don't know what that was.
That was kind of Canadian, but I like it.
Yeah. That was like super.
It sounded like me trying to do something.
Yeah. Super, super East Canada.
I was like, Doug, do some French. Eh? So let us know. Sex talk or Santa? Which one would you go with if you had a child and you had to tell them, which order would you go and why? Let us know in those comments. Like and subscribe. YouTube.com/MindGapPodcast. Hum num 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 num.
Eat it up.
Eat it up. I had another thought I want to discuss with you. Speaking about, sex talk and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar with the show Spartacus on Netflix currently?
No, I have. You have talked about liking the show and watching it, right? Like you've talked about it to me before, but never. Yeah, I've never seen it.
I think it came out in like 2008, 2009, ish, around that time. And there was 4 seasons. I watched the first 2. The main actor who played Spartacus ended up getting cancer and dying before the show was done. So they did the first season, and then he was really sick, and they're like, you know what we'll do? We'll do a prequel season. Hopefully it gets better. And then he didn't, and then they had to recast him. So after he died, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to do it with a new actor. And then I just sort of let it go. And then it's made by Stars, the network that nobody fucking pays attention to.
Yeah.
But it was a big hit, and I was like, hey, I wonder when that's ever going to come back. Well, it's back now. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch this start to finish. Rewatched the first season. I'm like, solid. Second season, solid. Third season, I'm like, this is starting to get old. I'm in the 4th season. I'm like, I don't know if I can make it. I don't know, man.
Is there only 4?
There's only 4.
Okay.
I'm just like, this is a lot. Like I switched over to Rick and Morty season 8 to be like, you know what? I kind of need to change it up. Like this is
palate cleanser.
This is because here's the thing.
Yeah. Tell me why what makes it so mundane or monotonous?
12-year-old Doug would fucking love this show because there's so much sex, so much gratuitous sex. It's over the top. All over the place.
It's like Game of Thrones went softcore.
Amplified times 100. It is just, this is just like, is there so much sex and so much nudity. Tits are out, dicks are out. It's all over the place. It doesn't matter. It's like, we're talking man on man, woman on woman, orgies, the whole thing. It's just all over the place. At some point, as a 42-year-old guy, I'm like, as a 42-year-old guy, I'm like, I get it. You're fucking. Like, I'm just like, let's go. On top of that, all of their fight sequences follow the 300 format, where there's like a lot of like, they like ramp up and ramp down the speeds, and I'm like, fucking just let it play out. You are extending this entire sequence. And it's like over the top gory. And it's like by the 4th season, I'm like, I'm over this. Yeah. I'm so over this.
Right.
And I'm like
the story's not compelling enough to keep you going. It's just they're relying on all the tits and tricks.
Oh man, it's also just the amount of crosses and double and triple crosses and the deceptions upon deceptions that happen, and I'm just like, are we done with these characters? Are they done? Did they die? Yeah. Thank God.
It's how we started to feel towards the end of the Game of Thrones run as well. You're just like it was great, but like you towards the end, you just started to be like, man, all right, like how many more plot twists are we in for here? This is just so and so fucks over so and so saves so and so, and then they fuck them over. It just, I think after a while, same thing with The Walking Dead. If it's not done very, very well, you're just like, my God, how much longer?
Yeah. And the thing is too, it's like, I know how the story ends. I know how history goes. Like,
right.
Spartacus ain't gonna survive this. Like, I know how all y'all are gonna die. Like, I know that's how this goes. Like, so
eventually they're all going to die. Yes.
Yeah, but it's a classic. It's a classic story of a slave rebellion that gets put down brutally by the Romans. Eventually,
that's the problem with like
historical dramas. 6,000 of them get crucified along a road to make a point.
Right.
Like,
again, the
don't ever fucking do this.
The problem with historical dramas is the same thing that prequels fall into. Yeah. It's like a lot of the time you're just like, I know how this ends.
We're rooting for these guys. I'm like, there's an awful end to this. Like, this is really, really bad.
Right. Oh man, like, they're going to do it. No, they're not.
No, sir. And they introduced Julius Caesar, who I have to say so far seems pretty accurate. He's a bit of a whoremonger. He's very, very horny. And I'm like, yeah, I think by all historical accounts, that's who he was.
So is this Spartacus House of Asher? Is that the new miniseries?
New miniseries?
You said it's back, right?
No,
Spartacus House of Asher is a TV miniseries, 2025. In a world where he survived the events of Spartacus, gods of the arena, Asher clawed his way to power, owning the same ludus that once owned him.
Wow, so there's something that came out this year?
Yeah, apparently, because I thought you said it's back.
What the fuck?
And so that's why I thought you were rewatching it. I mean,
it's back. It's back on Netflix, is what I meant.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were getting ready for the new. Okay, got it.
No,
because I'm wondering if this would fall into the same.
Oh, so this is an alternate universe.
Is it really?
Yeah. So it says in a world where he survived the events of Spartacus, because he doesn't survive it.
Oh, that's okay. Got it. Yeah.
His fate has changed. So I don't know what this means, but you know what? I'm not into it. I don't want to watch it. Also, Asher, pretty awful guy.
This is a whole thing. So Spartacus, Blood and Sand, and then there was a 6-part prequel miniseries, Spartacus, God of the Arena. Then Spartacus,
that was what they were
Vengeance,
doing. Yeah.
Then Spartacus,
and then
War of the Damned, and then House of Asher. So each season was basically it was its own mini arc.
Yeah. So there's Gods of the Arena. That's where you get introduced to Spartacus and everything, and then, like I said, they took a break to be like, maybe this guy can beat cancer. And they're like, let's do what happens before Spartacus gets there. And then they're like, cool, we'll keep the story going then in Vengeance and then War of the Damned from there. So, but it is, dude, it feels like a lot right now. I'm just like, we're still going.
Are you at the point though, where you feel like you're pot committed, where you're like, I'm going to have
I don't know, man.
This
because again, like I said, I know how the story ends. I don't know if I need to watch it.
Fair.
I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's just a lot. But I bring this up because like, this is the exact kind of show that I would have set my alarm to at night when I was a kid to get up and watch when everyone else was asleep. So I could see some boobs.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. You're like, this is how it is. This is what sex is.
It really makes you wonder, like, you know, I'm sure they took some nice, I'm sure this isn't 100% historically accurate, but when you look at just the rampant sex that's taking place all the time, I'm like, I mean, I know they were less civilized, but is this really what we were doing? Is this really how it was going? Just like all the time? I know it's not historically accurate, you know, like they take
say, my guess is probably not a lot of liberties.
They probably took some liberties. You know,
this event happened and stop. Like that's I think that's like where that's what kind of like the parameters. This thing happened. Everything else,
creative liberty. But it's just like even the way they talk, they're like, and once again, the gods spread cheeks just to insert cock, you know, in ass. And the way they talk all the time, I'm just like, wow.
You're like, did they actually say this?
It's just like nonstop, just, you know, just weird stuff like that. It's really gross. To even call it a double entendre is being generous. They're just like,
right.
Do your thighs moisten at my appearance? You know?
No, I don't like who. I can't imagine that did you think they talked like that genuinely? Do you think that's
man.
how they talk?
I'm sure there was like dock workers who did, you know.
Like when did some of the slang come about too?
I don't know,
like,
man. But
did they have the word? Well, also that none of them spoke with English accents, so we know that's
or Scottish
fake right off the bat,
or New Zealand,
Scottish,
or Australian.
None of them sounded like they sound like. So
no, the whole point is just like obviously like when they were making Deadwood, they're like, hey, listen, they didn't swear this much back then, but we're just gonna throw these words in there because it'll make it more interesting. You know, we'll keep people's attention. As they say the word cocksucker a million times.
I was going to say, what's the word they always say that you love is cocksucker?
Like, you tell that cocksucker I'm coming. I'm like, damn, dude.
Did they actually have it on historical record that they did not cuss as much as
I think I read somewhere or heard somewhere that they're like they threw in a bunch of swearing just to be like, yeah, we'll make this more interesting. Because sometimes when you're watching Deadwood, it feels like you're watching Shakespeare by the way that they talk and communicate.
Really?
You're like, I don't think I fully understand what they're saying, but then they're like, and then that cocksucker, you're like, I'm back in, you know.
I would love to talk to some sort of like historic linguist and just like ask them, be like, how far off base are films like this or are series like this? Because I have had that same thought where I'm like, did they have this vernacular? Did they have these slangs
I don't know.
back then?
I know that there was like a really great show of Roman times is Rome on HBO. It's fantastic. It's great. And I think that's relative. I think they were a little more specific on the historical accuracies. Obviously, they take some liberties as well. But in particular, in that show, there's a sequence where Julius Caesar is, cheating on his wife because he's a philanderer. And everyone knows it. So they start painting graffiti around town of him boning this other woman. And that is apparently historically accurate that they were doing that.
Shit.
It literally is him with this dick out, just like, they're just painting pictures of him screwing this other lady. And so like, yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of that kind of stuff going around. Is it like God spread cheeks just to insert cock and ass? I mean, I don't know if that particular phrasing was how it was going, but it was.
Do your thighs moisten?
I know that owners fuck their slaves. I know that like gladiators were used, as ways of so that like people could have sex with them, and things like that. Like they were absolutely used for that. But the way that it's like over the top in this show, after a while, you're like, all right, I was cool the first 2 seasons. And now I'm like, this is getting old, man. It's getting really old.
Well, and you also have to assume too, because like cleanliness was not, it wasn't paramount. Grooming wasn't like top of mind, maybe. Mm-mm. And so none of these people are ever like taken aback by the funk, which I also think is historically inaccurate.
Well, also love that album. That's one of my favorite albums.
Taken aback by the funk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hot album. With that first track, Do Your Thighs Moisten?
Let's get those thighs wet, bound down. But I would also say it's probably relative to the time. That's what everyone expected and everyone smelled and everyone lived and breathed. So they were probably like, whatever, no big deal. They probably didn't give a shit as much. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And
it's a lot.
It's, again, it's fine. But then, man, come third season, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can get through all this. This is really driving me crazy.
Well, there's, like semi-related to this, but not for the exact same reason. But like I'm finding myself, and I'm wondering if you have the same thing, is like there's so many. Again, we've talked about how many good shows there are, how many award-worthy shows, and everyone's got the one that they watch and they want you to watch, and we give recommendations at the end of this show all the time, and with no expectation that anyone's ever going to watch them. If you want to, they're there. But I'm finding that I am less and less inclined, like my appetite for committing to something new is waning. Like I started watching Slow Horses at the request of Haig, and on Apple TV, and because he loves the book series, he's like, these are one of my favorite book series. He was so excited. Gary Oldman was playing one of the lead roles, and and the first couple seasons were great. I just never felt the connection, and so I found myself through season 4 watching out of obligation. Now season 5 hit, and I was like, all right, and I put the start on, and I found myself I'm like, I couldn't wait for the episode to move along, and the slow playing, the building up of the story, the setting of this season where we're going to live. I was like, man, I think I'm done. I think I'm going to bail on this show. I don't think I'm going to watch it anymore. And I haven't had the heart to tell Haig yet, because the thing is, it is a good show. Like I would fully recommend it if someone's interested in it. It's a good show. For some reason, I've just never connected to it. And I've finally hit the point where I'm like, I've got too much going on to watch these shows out of obligation anymore. I got to do laundry. I've got a life. I want to, he's retired. He's got a lot of units in the day to spend. Mm-hmm. He spends his day, but he breaks his day up into units. He's like, I'm going to go to the movies, and that's going to take 4.5 units. And I was like, that's a very That seems a very practical way to live your life, but also relatively sad.
Does he actually talk like
just
that?
Calling it what it is. He does. He talks about how many units he has in his day. He's like, so if you got 12 hours, that's that many units if you break them up into half-hour units. And so I was like, wow,
12 hours is 12 units?
You need a part-time job, buddy.
Wait, no, I want to get to the bottom of this. So an hour is a unit?
So you can chunk it up. Or you can chunk it up in a half hour, depending on like what you want to do. You can be like half. If you do 12 hours, 12 units, then you're spending half a unit on this. You know, like a half-hour TV show would be a half a unit.
Well, all I'm getting around is he's just relabeling time is what he's doing.
More or less.
It's like the guy that's like, I break my 24 hours a days. You know, midnight to 6, that's one day.
That's one day.
I'm like, no.
I get up, I have breakfast. You're having dinner. Are you having breakfast? I'm having dinner because I'm already done with my day. I'm on to the next one.
I'm on the next day. He's like, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm just like, no, you're just relabeling time. Like, it's no different than anybody else.
Look, if we had Haig on right now, he'd probably tell me I'm butchering this, but because I'm the one speaking and he does not have a microphone, I'm going to say that's what he's doing.
Fine.
We're going to go with that. That's the truth.
That's cool. I mean, we have the power as humans to relabel things. So, congrats.
We do. Yeah. Time is just a construct.
I like to refer to my time as biscuits. I got 24 biscuits in a day. I'm going to eat them as I see fit,
Yeah. I like to refer to mine as frollywogs.
There you go.
I have 12 frollywogs.
You got to think, is it worth 3 biscuits, to watch the movie Alexander, the director's cut? I would say no. I like to save those biscuits for something else.
I'm going to sit down and watch Rampage. Do I have the biscuits to spend?
Do I have the biscuits to spend on that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like I said, he's got a lot of time on, so he can rename.
He has a lot of units.
I want to know how many units did he spend creating units is what I want to know.
I don't know, man.
But do you find the same thing though, like where there's just too much and you're making the decision to just, I appreciate the fact that people are like, dude, you've got to watch this one show. I can't.
It just depends on whether or not it's for me, right? Like instead of me saying, that show sucks, I can be like, that show's not for me. It's just not what I'm into, And I've done that with a lot of shows. I did it with Mad Men. I got to like season 4 and I think I'm done with this. And I did. And I was done.
I bailed on season 4 too.
I was like, I don't think I need to watch this anymore. Walking Dead, end of season 3. I'm like, I'm good. I'm pissed off. You guys fucked me over on that one. I'm done.
You bailed early on that one.
I was like, I'm good. I don't need that anymore. Yeah. And I just kind of hit a wall with some of these things where I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in knowing what else happens. I'm like, I'm good.
Right.
That's also why I prefer a lot of shows to ideally be done so I can just like go. Because I have a hard time now because I'm so used to eating it all at once, eating all my biscuits that when it's like, cool, this is the season and the next one will be here in 2 years. I'm like,
right.
That sucks because now I'm out of it, and I'm just so used to being like, cool, now on to the next. Now that's just how I've been conditioned since Netflix came out, right? Like just the binge watching everything, getting it all at once. And by the way, I'm not saying, hey, industry, film everything and then release it all at once. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that sometimes I'll watch a show and I'm not excited to watch it. And I think that may be a testament to the show itself and my interest in it and being like, I was okay, but I'm not pumped for the next season.
What I will say to the industry is, hey, industry, stop putting 2 fucking years in between your seasons, though, because I think that is absolutely abhorrent. I cannot stand having to try to remember. Like you're expecting me to not only be excited for this to come back, but to remember all the plot points with a 2-minute recap at the top of episode 1, season 2. Like you think that I'm gonna jump back in that quick after 2 years of content that I've consumed and life happening? Fuck that.
I just got a text that says, hey, I got a couple of really nice bottles of wine here for you. I'm like, I've been getting those a lot every day recently. People just like random texts that are just like trying to get you to talk to them. I know you love those. I don't, because I was so tempted the other day, but I was like, this never goes well. I can't let them know that this number is worth reaching out to, because if you engage, then
they're for it.
One of them the other day said something along the lines of like, there's something about you I always wanted to tell you. It's like a perfectly worded one.
They're setting you up.
I know.
Perfect.
But that's also what they want. They want you to engage with that.
The places we could go.
Oh, I had ideas, man. I was like, well, I was just, my thumb was so close.
Engage, but the way that we engage is not the way that they want to be engaged.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
And you
got to engage on your own
I don't want them
terms.
to know that this number works. I can't. I just don't want to do it. I want to be like, oh, well, this is an active number. Like, just report spam and just move on. Like, just like, oh, cool, you got wine? Awesome, thanks, you fucking bastard. Yeah. No, like I'm thinking like go ahead.
I also want to just point out how wonderful it is to have everything you just said ignored.
Yeah.
And then moved on to a completely different topic. That is.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. But Stranger Things, like that new movie's coming out, or that show's coming out, right? How long has it been? Yeah. I think it was like 3 years ago.
It's like, like 2 years or something like that. And then, but you're not wrong calling it a movie because every episode's like 2 fucking hours.
And now we're supposed to believe these are what? Junior high kids? High school?
No, we are. They said we're jumping forward in time. They finally corrected. They were like, there's no way we can pretend anymore. Like the dudes are talking in baritones and, like 11's getting like, she looks like a woman now. Like there's just no way that we can pretend that these are, middle schoolers anymore. So I guess we're jumping forward in time. I don't know how far, but they said we're going to correct it.
Yeah. Well, it's especially because that show, that season ended, right? And it's like the world is like opening up to this new dimension, it's like,
yeah.
And they're like 10 years later, I'm like, what? Like, what are we going to do?
So we've all just lived in this, like, this is our new reality.
The resistance has been raging for 10 years.
Just weathered. They've got, one of them's got a scar across his face. The other one is he's missing an arm.
Yeah. One's just got a skull patch,
right?
Eye patch.
The redhead's still in a coma.
Right.
10 years in.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. But some of that stuff I understand, especially if it's animated. I get it. That takes time to do it and do it right. Like,
sure.
Totally understand. Yeah. But I don't know how movies and shit work, so I don't know. But it's rough to be like 2 years and here's the next One Piece season. I'm like, God damn, I forgot all about that show. Like, it's coming out. Right. I'm like, I forgot about it.
I also just think it's a lot especially if you've only been out for one season, it's a lot to expect people are going to be like, oh yeah, it's coming back 2 years later. I'm just as excited now as I was 2 years ago for this IP. Woo! Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough out there for them shows. You know what I'm saying?
It was interesting just to watch. I do know what you're saying. It was interesting to watch. Like we're old enough to have seen the change. Like we were prime age to watch it go from 24 episode seasons, starting in the fall, ending in the spring, and with the summers off, and then you would start back up in the fall again, and then eventually, the first thing to happen was 13 episode seasons. Mm-hmm. And I remember when that happened. I was like, oh, whoa, we're doing weird. Okay, that's a.
And I remember the fight then too was because they're like, oh, but these are hour long. So we're getting paid 13 episodes, but we're basically still doing 26 episodes because they're hour long now.
The amount of time, exactly right. And so then you move into it's like you've got one, and then it was the winter premieres. Like one show would do fall through like January, and then the next one would pick up February through the spring. You'd still have the summers off, and now it premieres when the fuck ever it wants. 13 episodes, sometimes 8 episodes, and then 2 years later. So like we've watched the whole thing, just kind of like the whole system just change, and it's just been wild. I used to get excited when I was younger for the fall premieres. Like I remember being like, oh, like I'm mad summer's coming to an end, but I'm excited because all my shows are coming back.
I did not watch TV like that. Like there were not shows that I followed regularly. I watched Nickelodeon and shit like that, but like I didn't have regular things. I watched
far too much television.
Too
much television.
Yeah, there wasn't much that I caught that was on the regular. Like Jill always thought that was weird. She's like, "What were you doing? Not watching that stuff?" I'm like, "I don't know. Probably playing video games. Beats me." Like,
I don't know. Being a kid,
I was like, I didn't watch a whole lot of sports. That. I didn't watch that TV. I watched so whatever was on Nickelodeon, and then at some point I was watching whatever was on MTV, and then I missed all that other shit in the middle. Movies.
Were you into movies as a kid too? Yeah,
very much.
So you probably were watching movies. Yeah, exactly.
Watched lots and lots of movies, but and honestly, I think it's so weird that they're like, we have to do 26 episodes. Why? Because we do 26 episodes. Like that's just That was just they started doing it and they're like, this is what we do. And so I have no problem with someone being like, hey, this show is going to be 6 episodes. Cool.
No, I don't.
Just like we're talking about seasons, right? You tell your story as long as you have to tell your story. I don't give a shit how many episodes it is, you know? Right. Especially with streaming, because like with TV, it's like, well, we got to sell ads, you know? So we want to stretch this shit out. And to some extent, it's the same thing with streamers, because you want those subscriptions, but like, tell it in 6 episodes. Tell it in 8. Yeah. Tell it in 13. I don't give a shit. Like,
if it's a good enough story, people will subscribe, even if it's short term for that. Maybe they'll get hooked into something else, but you're going to get those people coming in if it's a well loved enough story.
I stand by Midnight Mass on Netflix. It's just it's a mini series. It's 1 season. It's fucking incredible. Yeah. It's amazing. And I'm like, it tells a complete story, I think, in like 12 episodes. It's awesome. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Can't recommend
That's
it.
That's why I think British TV had the right idea. For a long time, British TV was notorious for doing like 2 seasons, 1, maybe 2, stretching it as 3, and then they were fucking done. They'd move on. So many British shows would do that, Doctor Who aside. But so many shows would do that. And I was like, man, I'm kind of a fan of this. Like when Ted Lasso said we're 3 and out, I was like, yes, thank you. I'm so nervous about this 4th season. But you know, I'm such a fan of like, let's set it up. Schitt's Creek, they did 6 and they ended when they wanted to end it, and we're like, we're done. Mm-hmm. I was like, great, that's perfect. You can put that on the shelf, right? And it exists. Wonderful.
Because I know there's the pressure to keep going, right? Because especially if it's winning awards and things like that, it's like
money, yeah.
Like we have laurels now because of this show, but it's like it's got to end at some point, you know? Like, just do one more, you know? Yeah, come on, eke one more out.
Well, you could look at all that, like even the sitcom. Like I love New Girl. I think it's such a great sitcom. But towards the end, like the last 2 seasons or season and a half, it just starts to get goofy, and you're like, this just feels like a different show. Friends did the same thing. I was a huge fan of Friends, but starting like season 8, 9, Joey just started becoming cartoonish and raw. Like you're just like, I don't believe these are people anymore. These are caricatures of people.
I mean, same thing happened with Scrubs. If you look at those characters and like where they ended up,
exactly.
I mean, it's just like, holy shit. There were some real moments, but Jesus Christ, like we have come a long way from that first episode.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you sit there in the writer's room and go, okay, what else we got? We could have them encounter a bear. What's that look like?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you're just throwing anything at the wall because you're like, I got to make this many. And when you were doing 26 episodes a fucking season, you're like, all right, so we got to break 26 individual stories. Okay, here we go.
And that's why there was a lot of filler at some of those things, because they're like, we got to fill this episode. That's why we'll do a clip show.
Right. The bottle episode where it's just one location. Right. They don't move.
Yeah. It's just, there's just a lot of, I don't envy trying to figure out, okay, what next? You know, the fact that The Simpsons is still on blows my mind, you know?
That South Park, they're all just, The
fact, The Simpsons had a retcon, like when they were born, when they were married, like multiple times, because it's been on the air for so long.
For 28, 20, 30 years, Bart's been in whatever, 6th grade or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's wild, like where they're talking about that sort of stuff and how to retcon it. I'm like, man, I don't know. That would be really difficult. That's the kind of stuff about writing that kind of continually. I'm like, I mean, I Danny Giovannini, who was on here, writing on SpongeBob, it's like, to some extent, I guess you can try to keep coming up with stuff with that, because it's SpongeBob, it's a wacky cartoon universe. But even then, it's like, what more can you explore in this magical world at the bottom of the ocean? You know what I mean? Like,
right. There's how many different, exactly. When you're doing 2 episodes or 2 stories per episode too, because they split them into the 15 minutes. So that's like you're burning through a lot of ideas.
Right. Which also, I mean, that's what, Sora AI is all about now. Are you familiar with Sora AI and their version 2 that just came out?
I have heard that you can insert yourself into like TikToks and shit.
It's insane what's possible.
Okay.
People have created like right now it's like only 10 seconds is what it'll render, but people have made their own Family Guy episodes. People have done some insane it's scary. It's not good. I don't think it's good at all. Yeah. They've done some really awful things. Because also OpenAI is like, oh, you have to contact us to opt out, which means they've already scraped your information and they've already been using it. But you have to then, because like apparently like Detective Pikachu was storming the beach to Normandy like it was Saving Private Ryan.
That's fucked up.
Martin Luther King Jr. was DJing some sort of party at some club in London, like dropping the beat.
We don't need these images.
Michael Jackson and fucking Kobe Bryant were promoting Zins. Like,
I saw that one, which was weird. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really wild what's possible with this shit now. And I hate it.
Yeah.
Because,
yep.
Because I was listening to this episode. Philip DeFranco has a new podcast with Alex Perlman, who goes by Pearlmania 5000. I don't know if you're familiar, if you've seen any of his shit, but
no, I haven't.
They did a whole breakdown on this, and they were just talking about how he goes. Alex Perlman was like, I was just scrolling over the weekend. He goes, I know who Jake Paul is, but like, I don't follow him that much. He goes, I'm just scrolling. Someone had taken the Sora AI video and been like, Jake Paul's like, hey guys, I'm coming out. I'm gay.
I did see that. Yeah.
He saw it and he's like, all right, whatever. And then he scrolls and it's like, hey, here's Jake. He's like, hey, here's my routine for how I do stuff with my hair. Like just doing like gay stuff. Right. And
yeah.
I don't mean that derogatory. It's just like, hey, this hair care and whatever. And he goes, if I don't follow this guy, I could be like, maybe he's gay. Cause I don't, I didn't look closely enough. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then you see enough of it. You're like,
yeah. Especially when you're going past him that quick.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, Jake Paul's gay. Okay, cool. Then you don't sit on those videos long enough to really analyze where are the inconsistencies, the AI slop.
Not to mention that they also have a lot of the same quality audio wise to go like, they could do like, oh, we're gonna replicate a Dateline interview with Michael Jackson, from like the late '90s or whatever, and you're gonna be like,
right,
ooh, this is the lost footage that you didn't see, that will seem real.
That shit's gonna start happening a lot.
Yeah. So terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And to anyone that's had, I'm sure we're in the algorithm somewhere in there. Someone could pull our shit up and be like, hey,
probably
Doug and Justin. I think, what was it? People were creating Robin Williams clips and sending them to Zelda Williams. And she was like,
oh, that's a bummer, dude.
She's like, stop it. She goes, for the patrols, whatever, I'll just report you, move on. But for those of you who think I want to see this, like, hey, we're tributing your dad. He's like, he would hate this. He hates everything about this. This is slop. This is garbage. Don't send this stuff. Like, this is not honoring anybody. It's not creative. It's absolute horseshit. And I'm like, what a nightmare. And I think she referred to it as the human centipede of art, which I was like,
that is perfect.
What a great description of it. Just shit going from mouth to mouth to mouth, man. That's what it is.
Factory. Yeah.
It is a shit factory.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah. And again, this is the worst it's going to be. It's only going to get better. Because remember 2 years ago, Will Smith couldn't eat spaghetti very well. Now look at him.
Oh, do you remember when we were watching like the beer commercials and people?
We did a whole episode breaking down how insane and stupid it was, and now look how far we've come. That wasn't that long ago. That's crazy.
Was not that, in the grand scheme of things. This is not that long ago.
The pizza commercial,
oh my god, yes,
yeah.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah,
we've come so far.
When Coke put out the AI Christmas ads,
that was like last year,
right?
Yeah,
it was, and look, just oh my god, we're fucked. We're so fucked.
Because the thing is, no one's gonna trust anything. You're not gonna trust anything. Look at all this stuff. Not. Alex Perlman goes, I saw a photo of Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, and I didn't think it was real, and it was. He's like, because I just don't know what's real anymore. I can't trust anything because they fabricated our past now. Where now it's like the stuff that's like, that's where AI does its best work because it's not perfect. So you can hide the audio and some of that sort of shit. Like, it's terrible,
It is. I never thought, never thought we'd be in a position like this. This was never on my bingo card. Like years ago, you heard about when they can deep fake, like 10 years ago or something, when they were talking about deep fakes, when it was just starting to come out, and you can, and they would look like garbage. Like you could, it was like a Instagram filter, like where if you turn your head, if they turn the head the wrong way, it would garble up or something, break. And you're like, I guess, but just I never thought we would get to this point. This is beyond anything that I I don't want to be here. I don't want this. You could put this back in a box. I don't want it.
And granted,
Return
there
it.
are some funny things, like there's some entertaining things, but there's a lot of evil shit out there. There's a lot of evil shit.
Well, it's the rule. It's whatever the rule 34 for just being villainous is. Like if there's a way to pervert something, we'll get perverted. Like and people are gonna use this for the worst reasons.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get I think it's gonna get dangerous too before it gets, like you're gonna see some shit where you're just like, oh, that's unfortunate. Like Zelda being sent her dad, and like shit like that. But you're gonna see some real fucked up, like stuff that's going to put people in peril.
Well, not only that, like, listen, this will trip up guys like you and I. Imagine like our parents, these people who are already not super literate when it comes to internet stuff, and then just watch them just get consumed by it. From what I hear, that's all Facebook is these days. It's just a bunch of slop,
Is it really? Yeah. I'm so happy to not be on that platform. I'm so happy.
Fuck all these platforms, to be honest with you. Like, fuck them all.
Truly, yes.
We're living in a terrible timeline. But let's have some fun and pretend that if this was a video game and we got patch notes, because let's face it, that's kind of what we're doing. Let's talk about what those patch notes would be like. This is patch notes in real life. Sit down and enjoy it. Sit down and enjoy it. Kevin.
Take your medicine.
Kevin. All right. So we're pretending that world is a video game and the developers are releasing patch notes, and Justin's going to give us his reaction to these production notes. So here we go.
That's right. I'm going to QA this.
Here we go. Shoe boxes now include lore about the shoes inside.
Now, is this written, or is it like you open the box and it just starts spouting out?
You open the box and it's like 90 days ago. I was born in a factory in Vietnam. Here's what I've seen.
I think it could be a lot of fun until it starts telling real stories.
Well, it could be that, or it could be like, what is the what's worse? What's worse?
Right.
This is the child who stitched me together, or here's the corporate like backstory behind it.
Right.
Like
here's what our marketing department put together for you.
Right.
Air Jordans. Yeah.
Air Force Ones. Just like.
I think. Again, I'm going to say no on this because there's too many ways that this can go sideways.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to know the lore of my shoes, especially if they're used, right? Lightly used. It's like,
right.
Here's where I've been, Justin.
Close the lid. No, thank you.
I was at your mom's. It's like, what? No. Your mom gives you your old baby shoes. It's like, I know where you were, Justin. I know where you went.
Let me tell you the things I've seen in this house since you've moved out. No!
It's been dark. I've been right next to your scabs.
Your scabs? God damn it.
And your hair.
Do you know who tells tales? Scabs.
I hear their muffled screams inside the glass. It sounds like a Hellraiser film.
They just want to die, but they can't.
All right, next patch note. Light bulbs brighten slightly when you get a good idea.
Oh, 100%. I'm into that. Yes. I think that could be so much fun. Absolutely.
Well, not only that,
because
it's confirmation. You're like, that's a good idea. The lights brightened,
Yes.
Or you're in a room with like 7 people and the lights brighten. You're like, all right, who was it? Who's got it?
Who was thinking? Who was thinking?
Someone has something. We're not leaving this room until someone tells us what it is. And I'll know because the light will brighten again when you say it.
Exactly, because then it's going to be a good idea for everyone who just heard it for the first time.
That's right.
How useful would that have been when you were in your dumb idea phase, like when you were pouring out SpaghettiOs in the side yard, and I was
it was
classes.
Tomato soup, not SpaghettiOs.
Sorry.
Big difference.
My apologies. I know. It sans the noodles.
Right.
And I was teaching art classes on my neighbor's driveway. Like when we were making these decisions, how great would it be to be like, all right, I'm going to say this out loud. No light. All right, I'll
buy lights, preferably dim, so I know when they get brighter,
Exactly. To be like, to say it and go, no lights. All right, we'll skip that one. I would have saved a lot of headaches.
Right. Step into the light, child, and speak your idea and see if God will bless it accordingly. Question is, does it work with candles? We don't know. That's in the next patch. All right, next one. Staplers shout combo when used multiple times in a row.
Yes. I want this because I don't use staplers enough for it to become an issue for me.
This
so
seems
I think
like
that would be a nice.
This seems like a 90s thing where people are or like at school where the teacher's just stapling shit all the time. And you just
I think school would be miserable.
Combo.
Yeah.
Triple
or the
kill.
library when someone's putting together a pamphlet and it just got that screaming from the back. That would be a nightmare. But the rare occasion where I get to use a stapler now, I feel like that'd be a nice treat.
Yeah, you could like, he's on fire.
He's heating up from downtown.
Just like you can program it any way that you want.
Yeah.
Headshot.
Oh,
baby, a triple. Doorknobs change temperature based on your mood.
Change doorknobs. What a random item to have change temperature. Doorknobs change temperature. I'm gonna say no because I don't know how. Like sometimes I'm very much not in a good mood and I need to exit a room and I don't want to be home aloneing myself. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
door handle.
I don't think we don't say whether or not it's going to cause, intense burning damage, but it's going to let people know, like, you come home, the door handle's hot. It's like, there's either a fire or Justin's mad.
Okay, so it doesn't just change for you. It changes for anyone.
Yeah, I would assume.
Like someone could tell. All right, in that case, yes, I like it. And I want the developer to put in a limiter on there for sure. They need to write in some code to limit it. But I like it because, man, there have been times we've all been there where it's just like, hey, is everything okay? I'm fine. You're like, I don't trust that answer.
You walk in, the handle's ice cold. You're like, uh-oh.
Or it's just molten. It's melting and dropping to the floor. You're like I'm going to go for a walk.
Again, either the Inferno is on in there or someone's pissed off. I don't know.
Or something happened.
That's not good.
I think it could be useful.
Sandwiches come with randomly generated buffs. So you eat the sandwich and you get a randomly generated buff. It's always a buff.
No idea.
It's always a buff, though. It's always something positive.
Okay.
It may not be like a massive buff, but it could be something like you move 10% faster now for the rest of the day, for the next 12 hours. Or your perception's increased by 2 points.
Right.
For the next 12 hours.
I have this tuna on rye. I'm gonna see how quick I can get across town.
Right. Your math skills increased by 2 for the next 2 hours.
But for me, that would be massive. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that's a great idea as long as it's all positive. Like I said, like you're not shooting flames out of your ass or something. I think that's totally fine.
I think it'd be fun just to be like, all right, what am I getting today? It make me want to eat sandwiches more often. That's for sure.
I would eat a lot more sandwiches. That is for sure.
Right. You can jump 10% higher now for the rest of the day. Just little things, random things.
Now, the big question is, do you know what it is or do you have to try everything to figure out what your buff is?
You have to finish the sandwich to get the buff.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So it's not just a bite. You got to finish the sandwich.
You got to finish the sandwich. Yeah. So.
But then
that includes everything on it. So if you don't like the onions or whatever, you take them off. It doesn't count. So you gotta make sure you order it correctly. You're like, I want this sandwich, whatever, because you take anything off. Nope.
Fuck it's just at that point, it's just a sandwich.
Yeah. You just had some lunch, but you're not getting the buff.
You just had lunch. That's all that was.
Yep. All right. We're going to do 2 more. Headphones now narrate your walk like a sports announcer.
I don't like this.
He's slowing down now, coming into the mile mark. He must have been that tuna sandwich on rye may not be agreeing with him. I think he's walking a little weird. I think he might have to take a dump.
The buff seems to be wearing out. He feels sweatier than normal.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that. And also, if I'm trying to listen to something, I don't want that coming over what I'm trying to listen to. So,
well, fans, I think he's phoning it in today. Imagine that during your marathon run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen better effort from him in the past. Yeah, I don't like that. Would you wear headphones a lot when you work out though? Would you how would you feel about that?
I want to listen to other shit. I don't want to listen to something narrate my fucking walk. That sounds awful.
Right.
Boring.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Yeah.
He's doing it again, folks. Another 3-mile walk. Here he goes.
Your narrators would be so tired of narrating.
The same route again, it appears, as he rounds the corner and tries. Oh, he's crossing the street because he does not want to do small talk or say hello with that person.
That is the neighbor with the Trump sign in their yard, and he's crossing the street.
He feels like he may be a threat to this small woman, so he is going to give her a wide berth and say hello as loud as possible, as to let her know that he is not a threat.
Right. That's the play. We all know that play.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes. I'm a big dude, so I don't want people to get uncomfortable. Okay, last one here. Bike tires squeal plot twist whenever you skid.
My favorite ones are the ones that have the random nature to them. I love that the bike tire is screaming plot twist. Yes, why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Again, I don't ride a bike enough for this to be problematic for me, and I'm skidding from now on when I'm riding a bike because I want that happening. So without a doubt,
it's just so random. It's a random thing to add.
Yep.
It's like, fuck twist. It. Why not? I don't see people riding. I don't hear people skid their bikes, but I probably will now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, someone skid.
Oh, you okay? You all right? Everything good? Plot twist.
I'm very into that. Absolutely.
I'm like, all right, I'm on board. All right, and that was patch notes in real life. Let us know what you think about those patch notes. Would you sign up for them? Would you be like, yeah, devs, let's do those? Or, hey, get them out of here. Let us know in those comments down below. Justin, what do you have to recommend this week?
I am going to recommend the film Tetris. It's with Taron. I can never get this right. Is it Egerton or Edgerton?
I think it's Egerton.
Egerton? Okay.
I think so.
I know one of them, Taron pronounces it one way and the other one pronounces it the other way, right? And they're not related, but it's spelled the same. Isn't there another Egerton? Josh? I don't know. Maybe?
You're asking a lot of questions at me right now, and I don't know. But maybe I'm thinking of Joel Egerton.
That's the one. Yeah, so it's Joel and Taron, but are they spelled the same?
I don't know.
I think they're pronounced differently. I don't know.
If only we had some way to check. I don't know.
This is Taron.
All right.
But it is about the it's for 2023. It's available on Apple TV, and it is about based on true events about how Tetris came to be, how it got developed in Russia, and how it got leaked out of Russia, and it was sold when people didn't have the rights to sell it, and how they tried to get into Russia to talk to the developer, but the USSR was it's a whole giant thing, and I thought it was going to be so-so, and I actually ended up being like, I can't believe. Obviously, a lot of this was, built up for dramatic effect, but even just the core of the story, these people actually going, behind the Iron Curtain to try to do this shit back in the day, terrifying. I was like, I cannot believe someone risked their life like this to get this game out. So, genuinely fascinating look at how Tetris came to be. I would strongly recommend if you're into video games. It's a cool little history of Tetris. I
like Taron Egerton a lot, so I think he's cool.
He's great. Yeah,
he's fantastic.
Doug, what do you got?
I'm going to recommend an indie game that was recommended in the Discord by Slotty and Noah called Megabunk. I'm obsessed with it right now. If you're familiar with games like Vampire Survivors, essentially it's kind of like a rogue. I don't know if it's roguelite or roguelike. They're two different, whatever. You pick a character and you're on a map, and essentially you have to survive as long as possible. As you kill things, you get experience, and then you unlock, you can choose different weapons in your arsenal and different tomes that will sort of give you boosts and things like that. And it is so much fun, and it is so addictive just to be like, all right, I'm going on a run, because it's also luck. In a lot of ways, it's what's going to pop up, because it's any one of these things could pop up, and when you're like, I want this one thing, I want that thing, and then I have to know when to put levels into this thing and when to boost up my weapons so that you can try and survive as long as possible. Yeah. And it's super competitive right now. It's like, how many kills can you get? I think one person has like over 1 million kills on the leaderboards, on the global leaderboards. I'm like, how the my best is 13,000. And Slotty has been
in one game.
In one game, yeah.
God damn.
One game, yeah. Slotty's gotten 43,000. He's been trouncing Noah and I as we've been trying to compete with him. But I don't know. It's super fun. It's $10. It's an amazing $10 to spend. Mega bonk. Highly recommend it. Super fun. Check it out. It's great.
I'm going to ask the question I always ask, Doug.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say no. I haven't looked. It's single player. It's not multiplayer, but I could check. But I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be no because I don't think they're going to do that. So
that's fair.
I would love to see you play that game. Would love to see you play that game. It's any game in general. I'd just love to watch you play. It'd be fun. It'd be so much fun. Gang, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We love you. As always, youtube.com/mindgappodcast. Like and subscribe. Check the link in the description. Join our Discord. We had someone new join just last week. So nice to welcome on board.
I saw that. I was very excited about that.
I was very excited. Always good to see a new Mind Gapper join us. Head in there to join the podcast discussion, all that fun shit. And also check links to our Patreon, links to our merch at Redbubble. And be cool. All right. And check out Justin online as well.
On Instagram at Justin_Michael, spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. And while you're in the online realm, anywhere where you can find audio podcasts, you can find us as well. Go ahead and subscribe, rate, review, download, listen, share. Do all the things that we ask every week. Sharing's the big one. Let someone know that we exist. It goes a long way. Your recommendation means a lot, not only to us, but to the people who you're recommending things to. So thank you in advance. 2east8th.com, 2east8th on all social media, loveandimprovfilm.com, Love and Improv Film on Instagram. Boom.
Boom. And with that, I'll say, Justin, thank you.
Douglas, thank you.
Listeners, viewers, thank you. And you all have a daddy fucking week.
Mind Gap Podcast.